So do you need a lifting belt or is it just a crutch? If you're a goalie trying to add some strength and power this off season, stick around because I'm going to show you when and how to use the belt to improve your gains without weakening your core. You've probably seen other athletes in your gym wearing a lifting belt, but you've also probably heard that wearing it all the time, so like a crutch, it's going to make your core weak. So let's kind of bust through that and find out when you should consider using a lifting belt. You certainly do not have to, but there can be advantages. So let's break it down. Maria here from goalietrainingpro.com and Goalie Training Pro TV. I'm an exercise physiologist. I specialize in off-ice training for hockey goalies, and I've been training athletes for about more than a quarter of a century. So let's dive into what we should do with our lifting belts. So what does the lifting belt do? Because some people think, well, it lifts the weight for you, which is kind of crackers if you think about it. Some think that, oh, well, if you have a weak core, it makes your core stronger. It doesn't really, there isn't something we can really put around our body in the gym so that we can still move that's going to protect us from injuring our back while we're lifting. But what it can do is give us something to create pressure again, so to create more intra-abdominal pressure, which then almost makes like a fluid cylinder that is more stable when we're doing lifts that will actually load our spine. So squats, deadlifts, those kinds of things. Not really something you would wear like to do bench press, for example. It doesn't really have a benefit, or your biceps curls. It doesn't really have a benefit there. The other thing, and I think this is where I get a lot of value from it too, is that it kind of gives you a little proprioception. It gives you some feedback so you can feel how the belt is sitting around your torso. And if I start hyperextending or if I start flexing my lumbar spine, I feel that in how my skin is in contact with the belt. So it can give me a little alert that like, hey, you're not really in a great position. So that's what it does do. Let's look at what it does not do, or the common mistakes people make. You will see, if you go to any regular fitness club, you will see someone, they walk in the door, belt goes on, and sometimes it's just hanging out there, but then it's going to be on for the whole rest of the workout. So we don't really need to wear it for the whole entire workout. Other common mistake is people think, yeah, like if I have a back injury or I know I have a weak torso, this is going to support it so that I'm going to be safe. It's not going to do that, so don't try it. And the third thing is kind of getting so reliant on it that you feel like you can't lift without it, that you have to wear it for every set and every rep. It's a tool that you'll use when you're doing max lifts, and we'll talk about that next. So when do we use one? I will use it typically above like 85 or 90% of what my 1 rep max in those big lifts, like big squat pattern lifts, big heavy hinge pattern lifts. So even if I was doing a single leg squat, I don't use a belt. But if I'm doing a safety bar squat and it's right up at the top of my max weight and it's a low rep range, somewhere in the 2 to 4, 2 to 6 rep range, then I will use the belt for those sets. I won't use the belt for my warm-up set, but then as it gets heavier, I'll start using the belt. So really we use it mostly on those days when we're in a max strength training block. If you're not sure what, a lot of you are in a max strength block right now as I'm shooting this video in July. If you have no clue, what are these training blocks? What block am I supposed to be in? Where am I at? Then it tells me that you probably need a little work on your training program. You're putting in the effort, which is amazing, but let's just make sure you're working hard on the right things consistently so that you're getting maximum benefits that are going to pay dividends on the ice. So you can check out the link in the caption for how we can work together, or if you're just really not sure where to start, let me know and we can set up a time to have a little conversation about that. Best way to do that, set up a conversation, hit up my assistant, help@goalietrainingpro.com, and then we'll figure out a time that works for both of us, and I'm happy to do that. There are a few different kinds of belts, and these are the ones that I've used. And when I had Revolution Sport Conditioning, I always had belts available for the athletes, and I never, made them feel bad if they were using a belt for a max set. It's totally cool. This is the one that I've been using the most regularly. It's a Nike one. All of these belts I'm going to show you I've had for about probably more than 20 years. So if you go to the Google and you can't find it, I'm sure you can find something like it. But I really like it because it's not too tall in here. Sometimes belts, I'll show you in a minute, belts that are too tall in here, they get up under my rib cage when I squat down, and it doesn't feel good. I also like that I can really adjust that pressure. So it's just Velcro. It wraps right around. It supports me sort of from the top of my lumbosacral junction right up to, just the bottom of my thoracic spine. So it feels really comfortable, and I never feel like it's binding up on me. So that's one, easy to on and off. The other one that I've used, this was sort of my first one that I used for many years. I haven't been using it lately because I like that Nike one. It's a little bit wider, but it doesn't get up under my ribs. But was this one, which is a more traditional leather one. But again, I'm only 5'6", so it doesn't get up into my ribs, and it feels nice as well. It's definitely a stiffer feel, but again, personal preference. This is sort of the type that I don't do well with. If you're a bigger person, a taller person, you'll do fine. This is these ones. This is Paul's, so it's bigger. But these ones, they dig up into my ribs, and it just doesn't feel comfortable to me at all. So I don't use those. But again, I think it's just the proportions aren't right for my height. There are other ones. You see the power lifters, they have ones that have like a lever on them. I don't know that for what we're doing we need anything that kind of substantial, but try a few different ones. Go to your local fitness shop, see what they have in stock, see what advice they have for you there. If you're trying to decide whether you should use a lifting belt or not, ask yourself if it's a high-load day. If it's a high-load day, then it's a good idea to take it along. Just know that it doesn't make up for technical imperfections. If you have some kind of back injury or back pain, it's not going to fix that. So if you have back pain, you should not be putting on a weightlifting belt and lifting heavy weights, even if the belt makes it feel better. That's a sign that, hey, something's not quite right. You should go see your local physical therapist, get it assessed, figure out what's going on. And then my word of caution, if you do start using a belt, if you start using a belt for your heavy sets, let's say you're trap bar deadlifting 305, and you've been using a belt to get that weight to 3 reps of that weight, and it's great. You head to the gym one day and you forget your belt. Let's not start doing that lifting just without the belt all of a sudden, because your body and your brain kind of gets used to that feedback. So on that day, I would do a little bit less. And if at some point you decide, hey, I just want to wean myself off the belt, then you're going to have to sort of step back a little bit and then gradually build yourself back up without it. So that's my one word of caution. If you typically use the belt, don't just stop cold turkey, as it were. So no, a belt does not make your core weak. Yes, it can help you lift heavier loads or feel better lifting heavier loads when it's used in the right time, in the right place. We always want to be training smart. We want to be following the right plan at the right time. We want to be doing the right exercises with the right technique and the right volume at the right time. If you just have no idea what you should be doing, then again, check out the link in the description to see what programs I have available that just lay it all out for you. Here's what you do today. Here's what you do tomorrow. And the best part is it's all going to translate onto the ice, help you move better, help you feel better in the crease, and help dramatically reduce your risk of injury. So check that out, because sharing is caring. I will catch you guys next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. I love you guys.